There we go.
What an anti-climax.
I know,
A little damp squib.
Oh boy. For once we thought that the weather would be wrong in Pallekele.
But
We are
no,
all
it
wondering, oh, it might not impact, it might not, but oh.
There we go. I mean, come on. You can't have matches on an island, on a coast, in this.
Blame India.
Yeah.
Blame India.
In September, because that's just not something that would happen. You can't not have rain over there.
Yeah. So, India versus Pakistan, the match has been called off in Pallekele because of persistent rain. It started because 53 minutes in the India session, it was already delayed due to rain. And because of that, the break was also kind of curtailed by 10 minutes.
But the problem was that as soon as the break started, the mid-innings break, once it had started, at that point already rain had set in to the point where they felt the need to cover the entire field.
Ground. And there was a bit of optimism because at 8:45 or something,
You were informed 9 o'clock there'll be an inspection. And at that point, because there was no rain, and in fact you saw the players actually come out onto the ground, they were doing their warm-up rituals. Ishan Kishan was fully gloved and padded up.
Yep.
It was.
Jasprit Bumrah was on the ground.
Yeah, he was on the ground warming up. Everyone else was following suit. Then suddenly you see everyone retreat back. Why? Fresh rain.
fresh
You
rain.
could see the frustration on Jasprit Bumrah's face when he came back after he had warmed up, gone up to the run-up and everything.
I mean, imagine we have to continue waiting for Bumrah's return to ODI bowling.
Yeah, now will be the Nepal game.
Yes, it will be the Nepal game at Pallekele on
won't
4th.
be a correct assessment of anyone.
Yep. So, what we all thought that, okay, for a cut-off time, for a 20 over cut-off time, the play had to start by 10:27 p.m. IST, okay, for a 20 over game. And in that case, the target for Pakistan would have been 155, according to the DLS calculations. Points have been shared now because for the game to begin, the rain had to stop anywhere between 9:55 and 10:10. It had to stop at that time, but it did not stop. You then saw the players shaking hands, the captain shook the hands of the match referee, and that's it. For the second time in India versus Pakistan encounters in the Asia Cup in Sri Lanka, you had a no result. The first game happened in 1997. That became a 2-day ODI. Why? Because Venkatesh Prasad took 4 wickets and Pakistan were 30 for 5 in 9 overs. But the rain came, bad light ensured you couldn't. So let us continue. Next day, even more rain. So that is why.
Remember, we were looking at the stats of how many games have been played at Pallekele, and only one had been abandoned, right? And you said it could be 2 tonight.
Well, it is 2 now.
It is 2 tonight. And there's rather kind of criticism which I want to address Mr. Hakuna Matata because, okay, we are cutting live to Pallekele at this time.
No play possible in the second inning. Games is played quite a dampener. India versus Pakistan game has now.
Okay, so we had some kind of a technical glitch at that time in that. But see, Hakuna Matata, I'll tell you one thing, okay? I do not know because you have not used your official name. That's one thing that is really making us very sad. But weather expert, if I may have to say, if you're using a very sarcastic thing, you know that at point in time in Pallekele from at least 3 to 9, there was no rain. This was rain which settled in and nobody can predict the rain, whatever his name is or his or her name is. But it is, we don't do weather predictions for fun. Even the best in the business, say for example, the likes of all British media outlets often get the weather wrong because of it is a very fickle thing.
And by the way, those people still have, sonographs and all which help them read the weather. We don't even have that. We're basically going off of hearsay.
Yeah.
Exactly, and also based on judgment and maybe a kind of the luck factor. Maybe we all say maybe it may not happen, but. I'll now come to this point of many people are saying, oh, Pakistan, rain saved Pakistan. Do you really think that rain saved Pakistan or rain saved India?
No, I think it was a 50-50.
Rain saved India.
No, it was a 50-50. Again, I don't trust the Pakistan batting order to that degree either.
Yeah, that's true as well.
So, if you get a couple of early wickets, you've set the cat among the pigeons. But if conversely, if they settled in and got like a 50, 70, 80 run stand in the first wicket and then got about 150, 160 thereafter, it was very much their game. So truth be told, it was a 50-50 situation. I don't think Pakistan was saved. I don't think India was saved. I don't think any team learned anything from this.
Yeah.
What we have learned for sure is that Pakistan are through to the Super Fours.
I think, the one thing I will really say, Shane, I think nailed it. We had nothing to learn, but there was some talking points.
For the Indian team, sure.
Yeah.
But before that, I think it's quite ironic that in the visuals that we were seeing, the covers are coming off, but the match has been abandoned.
Called off.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I mean, as far a certain Dwayne Johnson would like to
It
say.
doesn't matter what's happening.
I think we are cutting to Pallekele live now.
There we go.
What? Okay.
Why would you do that?
Why would he do that? Yeah, exactly.
Misdirections.
In Fazir Mohammad's term, why would he do that? So, Ashish Ranjan saying, it often rains in Sri Lanka during this time. Why wasn't hosted in UAE or Qatar like last year when it was held in Dubai and Sharjah?
Because certain boards protested that it's too hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
Now, are we surely going to Pallekele?
100%.
Yes, we are.
We are. Okay. Thank you.
Possible. No heavy rainfall, but just slight drizzle will ensure that there is no game. And what is disappointing is the fact that, as I said, it was a challenging total that had been put up by the Indian team.
All right, do tell us, well, we see all the cheers right behind you. Nikhil, get us some reactions there. Of course, India, was it looking on a strong footing while the match went on? Give us a sense of how strong or weak did India look initially?
Nabila, I'll have to just slightly move because I was blocking traffic. A lot of people just heading out. Unfortunately, there's a bit of a chaos here. But you're right. I mean, in terms of India's performance, there will be a lot of fans that would be worried at the moment with the way the Indian batting really panned out today. You expected a bit more with the likes of Rohit Sharma, as well as you guys have come from India.
Yes.
So you're going back disappointed now. But what did you enjoy about your experience?
बहुत इंजॉय किया
इधर आप उधर
बहुत ज्यादा एंजॉय किया वो कहते हैं ना बबूल बबूल पैसे वसूल वो बात हो गई पूरा पावर ट्रेवल से हम लोग आए हैं इन अकोला से महाराष्ट्र से आए हैं सबने खूब एंजॉय किया
Acha, Pune, Nagpur, all these places you've Akola. Okay, I know Vidarbha. I'm from Pune, so I know that area. Okay, so I tell you what, but she is saying कि पैसा वसूल, but match तो हुआ नहीं, कैसे पैसा वसूल?
इंडिया खेलते देख लिया, आ गए, मजा आ गया.
अच्छा, बैटिंग तो देखने को मिली इंडिया की, तो क्या अच्छा लगा इंडिया की बैटिंग?
इंडिया की बैटिंग में ईशान किशन की बैटिंग में बहुत मजा आया. नए लड़कों ने बढ़िया पारी संवार ली और जो सीनियर थे वो नहीं चले, लेकिन नए लड़कों ने बढ़िया पारी संवार ली. उनको हैट्स ऑफ है.
अच्छा, आपको अच्छा चले, मैच तो नहीं हो पाया, बारिश की वजह से नहीं हुआ. But you thought that 266 was good enough? Anyone can. One person. 266 was good enough to win.
Yeah.
Excitement there, Nikhil.
The match takes place.
मैच यदि होता तो इंडिया डेफिनेटली जीतता था.
Okay. जल्दी, I have very less time.
ओके सर, ये तो कितना 268 हुआ ना?
266.
ये तो 266 है. कभी 166 रहता तो भी पाकिस्तान के लिए काफी रहता.
Okay, thank you so much. The mood, Nabila, here, as they're saying, the Indian fans very buoyant, thinking that 266 would have been enough, but they're still happy. You heard from them. Not a full game, but they said paisa vasool. They've had
Absolutely. They've come down all the way to watch the India-Pakistan match, the most sought after. When it comes to viewership, this is the highest, and clearly this must have been a disappointment, but Indian fans, they're still saying paisa vasool. Thank you very much, Nikhil, for joining us, and that's a washout for the India-Pakistan match. We're going to continue tracking those developments. Our sports team is on the job with that, but cutting across on the other side, the government, the centre is all...
There we have it.
Yep, the fans are
Very happy.
For some reason.
We thought it was an anticlimax, but the fans who've been there, who have travelled a long distance, they're happy.
How? Why?
And okay, they got full paisa vasool.
How?
How? Either the Indian fan knows something that we don't,
They've
either
seen something we haven't.
they have seen something which we haven't. Okay, but then we did see the match. We saw Ishan. Maybe they are clinging on to some hope that maybe Ishan Kishan and Hardik Pandya's performance gives them a lot of hope. That's one factor. Second, as Shane said, I mean, I am very inclined to believe that he's actually summed it up in a good way. We haven't learnt anything from the India versus Pakistan. Normally, every India-Pakistan encounter gives us something. I mean, after a long time, we haven't learnt anything.
Sure, you've learned a couple of things. You've seen that Hardik's form is really good. Ishan Kishan.
Hardik's back in form.
Yeah.
And
If you look at
to
it.
be fair, in the fans' defense, not everyone goes to analyze the game. They just went to have fun.
Maybe analysis we tend to do it a way too much, and that's why we can't have that pure joy that a fan can get. But still, we welcome Harshit back, and I'm assuming Nikhil will again join us from Pallekele.
He may not. He may go to AajTak.
Oh, our sister concern at this time, isn't it? So maybe, but then looking at it, Harshit, Shane said that. What happened?
No, send it to him. Send it to him.
Yeah.
Send it to
Okay.
him. It's not
So,
certain.
let's-
Just send it to him. He
Yeah,
can join
I just
later.
was waiting for Harshit to other important to finish, because Harshit, I mean, Shane said that
Hanji.
we haven't learnt anything from this match as an Indian fan,
No, you
or for
have.
the Indian cricket team, because it was a washed out game.
What have you learned?
What have we
That
learned?
Ishan Kishan can bat well.
I'm tempted to believe in it, because we haven't seen Jasprit Bumrah back. He has to wait 2 more days now for his ODI comeback. We don't know how fitness wise, match fitness wise, how our bowlers will be. And whether the same 11 will be picked, we don't know for Nepal. Because you remember last time what happened?
Hong Kong, they rotated.
They rotated.
You might say a present play or something.
Oh no, if they do that. So I believe, I think I agree with Shane. What is your view? Have we learned anything in this?
I suspect why Shane says, and you agree, that we haven't learnt anything comes from the fact that we knew we struggle against the left-handers as far as our top order is concerned. But I would say my takeaway being from this game and from the one innings that we saw is that we haven't overcome that. I think that's my.
But that is stating the obvious, isn't it? You didn't need to learn
at some
anything
point,
about that.
no. That's the learning is that you haven't overcome it. Being
We knew that
troubled,
before.
we knew that we were troubled.
Are we kind of falling into the trap? Oh, it's just one game.
No, I hope
You
not.
can't do. No.
Just the process.
It is. Let's again go back to the game that we were talking about in our long mid-innings show, rather that rain show that we had talking about the rain. Just 3 months back when you had Australia visit here, or 2 months back.
6 months back.
It was prior to the IPL.
Prior to the
Yeah,
IPL,
it was
6
prior to
months
the.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's been so much of cricket, and it's been a long day anyway.
I'm
So
getting accused of me making bloopers like this.
going.
We all have. Rohit
Go-
Sharma, anyone?
Shawarma, yeah.
But
And you made
going
me
back,
hungry. Thank
going
you.
back to that particular series as well, who troubled you in that second ODI in
Mitchell
Visakhapatnam?
Stark. Even in
Stark.
Mumbai, Mitchell
So
Stark.
again, who got the first two out? It was Mitch Stark then. Stark then, and then today as well, you see, you were again troubled by Shaheen, who has troubled you in the past as well.
I mean, you look at our top
It's
two.
no one-offs.
It's
no.
patterns. That's
It's
what
not
no-
the patterns.
it
It's
is-
remained.
It is a vicious circle that you've not been able to come out of.
Is it? Because see, I'll tell you when the pattern began. 2015, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, semi-final, who dismissed him? Mitchell. Who's Mitchell Johnson? Left armour. 2017 Champions Trophy.
Mohammad Amir.
Amir.
Okay. Barring 2019,
Where was Matt Henry?
and Bolt.
Ah.
There was a left-hander at the other end also. There was Trent Bolt who got rid of Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli, 15, 17, 19 has gotten out two left-handers.
What about 21?
21 also, Shaheen.
Shaheen.
22, who I think it was Chris Jordan, I think, who got rid of him in the semi-final. I think so, wasn't it?
The Shardul of IPL cricket.
Oh yeah, I think
International friend.
Adil Rashid took a catch at short third, if I'm not mistaken. So, barring 2022, every single ICC event, you look at Rohit 2019 also leave because he got bowled by Matt Henry.
But again,
Every ICC event and every major event, you look at it, left-handers have been your problem since 2015.
and also spinners, because remember in 2022, the semi-final, who was your best batter? Suryakumar Yadav. Who got him out?
Adil Rashid. But generally, players like Surya and ABD, if you call them
Always
360,
struggle.
they struggle against leg spin.
Yes.
And you remember AB was troubled by leg spin and left armers.
Yes.
Surya also gets troubled by left armers. Remember?
Spinners also.
Yeah. Ashton Agar, I mean, Agar got him out with a brilliant delivery, 3 consecutive golden ducks.
Exactly.
So that's why. So there is nothing to learn as far as this particular left arm problem is concerned. It was always there.
I'm telling you, the learning is that you've not gotten over it.
But we knew that
The
anyway.
learning is we haven't learned.
Yes, that's the learning.
God, so
That's
deep.
the learning.
Okay. I'm ready to.
See, at some point you
I'm ready
expect to
accept
overcome
that.
it.
I'll wait until the end of the Asia Cup. Because I
Stark
think
was troubling us earlier in the year. Half your batsmen are constantly troubled by the same.
because see, against Bangladesh you're gonna have the likes of Mustafiz and all the others troubling you, maybe.
Also, if Mustafiz is still troubling you, then that's a big problem because Mustafiz is troubling no one at this point.
Because 2015, why did we lose our first series in Bangladesh? Mustafizur,
Cutters.
6 and 5 wickets.
And this time around, you lost it to spin bowling.
Yeah, but
That's
Shakib,
another
left arm, Shakib.
Not just this time around, it was also Mehdi, an off spinner, not a problem. For some reason, we can't play off spinners. What is this?
Mehdi got rid of Kohli also.
Yeah, but then Kohli struggles against off spin is a long running.
Against spin, 3 years we were seeing that he did struggle.
Particularly off spin, Moeen Ali.
Moeen, yeah. Moeen.
So Sunil Narayan, another one, always coming in.
I think the major learning, and I think Shane will have to eat a bit of humble pie in this, in the case of Ishan Kishan.
No, I am happy to be proven wrong. Yeah?
I think I've been the biggest, cynic,
He should
let's
be the
say,
humble pie.
when it comes to, having Ishan in the.
I thought he was on top. Harshal came a very distant second.
I was still saying play him at number 5. He's saying change the entire batting order, play him at number 1. Otherwise, he's hopeless.
Okay, yeah, please. Yeah.
So again, positive signs. Again, I will not go by just one innings. It is too small a sample size. I think I would want to see more of Ishan Kishan. But now that you are, now that you have, let's say, decided to play him in the middle, and it doesn't look like, and you can't be going back on this decision. Also, you've gone back on so many decisions. Again, if you're building up to the World Cup, you can't go back on this decision. So continue to play him there. And yeah, I would expect and I would be happy to be proven wrong. Simple as that. My only worry was, and it wasn't, let's say, more about being against Ishan Kishan. It was more about being against the particular protocol, let's say, that we have over here. This whole process that has been followed or not followed, I would say, it is counterintuitive, let's say, because you can't play somebody at some other position and then ask him altogether to play in some other situation in a bigger tournament. My worry was more to do with that, not Ishan Kishan per se, as is being construed.
I just have one question. What process?
See,
That's not a process.
You just need to trust it.
I'm not.
see, I
I don't know
understand.
what the process is, but you
But then one innings, no, I think he's proven himself consistently of 4 innings.
No, when he says one innings means there's one innings where he's batting in the
Middle order. Middle
That's
order.
fair.
But you know
Middle
what is
order.
the biggest problem now?
This is, by the way, Siddharth, just the 7th occasion of the 23 ODIs I think that he's played. Just the 7th occasion wherein he's been slotted in the middle order, and that's batting positions from 4 to 7. So just the 7th occasion.
So what was the thing you were saying which would be a big problem? What if KL gets fit again?
Yeah.
What if KL gets fit, okay, and he's slotted back in for the Super Force encounter, because he'll have to feature at some point.
Then one thing will happen. Let me do some. The knives will be sharpened.
The knives will be sharpened.
Buttering?
I don't know.
Who's he trying to do muska for here?
Exactly. If anything, I've been overly critical of KL.
Exactly. He'll be the last person to flatter him.
I mean, see, because I got a very dangerous precedent here, okay? Hong Kong. India versus Hong Kong in the previous Asia Cup. Hardik Pandya played a brilliant knock, okay? That ensured that we won that game against Pakistan in the second last ball.
And then was rested.
He was rested. Just rested. And what happened after that?
He lost rhythm.
Now, if Ishan Kishan does well, which he might do against Nepal, okay?
Let's be fair.
I don't think, or maybe what Sunil Gavaskar said, maybe we won't need him at that point.
You might not. Yeah.
But you needed him today.
You needed
See,
him today,
again,
yeah.
I don't think that's a statement for us to go with, going forward, because by that logic, don't name a 11 only. Na? Just play with 3 batters and then have your bowlers over there. Don't have a middle order. Again, you've got to be practical about it. and at some point Ishan Kishan, and there will be sterner tests for him.
Although I
Today,
think Pakistan is a very stern test.
exactly.
And
Though he did
Maybe
again.
your third best pace bowling attack in the world at this point.
Oh, definitely up there.
Australia's
in the top
one. Then maybe I would like to put England there second.
three. Yeah, because they have a dangerous variety.
Yeah.
That's what really sets them apart.
But it's still, I don't want to be picking bones here, or don't want to be splitting hairs, let's say. But I think the one aspect I'd want him to improve upon, and today as well, that's the one area where I thought he was struggling a bit, was, let's say, when he'd just come to the crease and there were speedsters bowling to him. The pace bowlers, he wasn't the most common. In fact, I remember there were a couple of occasions where he nicked as well, just that with one time it didn't carry, and the other time again there wasn't any fielder around. So I would expect him to play the pacers a little better than he did today, apply himself a little more. I think he really set in today, and he really got an iron today. After Shadab came in, after the spinners and Nawaz, once the spinners started to bowl in tandem, that gave Ishan Kishan the confidence that he can build from here. But he looked rusty when the pacers were bowling to him. So that is one area I would expect him to play better.
But I think
going forward.
maybe we have been too harsh. But I think he cramped up. Either the conditions were too
even
brutal.
Even he's splitting hairs. This is like a hyper next level
Analysis, exactly. This
He
can
did as good as he could have in the circumstances.
in the circumstances, and again, given the conditions, I think having cramps at that point
Understandable.
is very
Would have been
understandable.
very humid.
You see that with football players as well.
Yeah.
Those who actually train, so that they're able to run for 10, 11 kilometers in a match, they also have these cramps when they're playing, let's say, in the Middle East and other parts of the world, not particularly the colder regions, let's say in England.
And also,
Where-
Ishan Kishan was running a lot of ones and twos.
Yeah,
as well.
yes, for a change, and he rotated strike, which meant that he was cramping, and that's why he had to play that shot.
Exactly.
But again, if you have to look at the football analogy, I mean, am I right to say that Messi and Ronaldo are two of your fittest footballers ever? When was the last time you saw them struggle in conditions, as far as you may say cramping or any injury of that kind?
Now you do.
Now, no, and also that's an unfair comparison. You know why? Because a Messi and a Ronaldo aren't going to be the ones running 10, 11 kilometers. They will be given.
They're touch players.
They'll be given a little bit more freedom. But otherwise, I have seen Messi and Ronaldo too sometimes cramp up. Ronaldo, by the way, now people don't realize it, but I noticed it towards his second stint at United. Didn't quite have that same burst of pace.
Of course.
Father Time catches up with everyone, no matter how supremely fit you are, no matter how many ice baths you take. Father Time will catch up with you, and he lost that burst of pace which he used to possess even 5-6 years back.
Even at Juventus, let's say, even after
even at Juventus, he was very much more of an aerial player.
he was more. Again, the number of headers that he scored again had increased.
The hang time and all which he was
Exactly, but again, you could still see that added agility. So there was a difference in the Ronaldo that joined United in the second stint and the Ronaldo that was playing at
Who
Juventus.
left United.
Or who left it, but that's
was
so
younger.
long back. That's a long that was a Ronaldo that left as a winger, came back as a striker.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that's how things change. But again, even with supremely fit players, it happens at times, and these conditions are the conditions in which you will tend to cramp a little more.
In fact, if I remember, even during the Qatar World Cup, there were times when they would be having water breaks and all.
They
because,
did.
Because the conditions did
The
become a lot
conditions over
more
there were
all over the place.
humid. And
if you know, it's bad if South American players were struggling. Because even in South America, in the
Kind
summer,
of, it's a tropical,
sweltering. It's sweltering.
yeah.
In fact, I remember the first time Mexico hosted a World Cup, there was criticism.
Oh, yeah.
Saying, how could you be holding it in Mexico in the summer?
It's quite brutal this summer. 70, I think. 70, right? First time it was hosted.
70.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So Ishan, maybe fitness he may have to work on a bit. But maybe the conditions were brutal.
Conditions were bad because again he's a wicket keeper mostly. I'm sure his fitness wouldn't be that bad. Definitely his conditioning is there. But today there was a lot of running, and again Pandya is not the easiest of customers to bat with because he does not hesitate from running ones and twos.
Yeah, exactly. And also, Ishan Kishan's innings was spanned
it was
in a
long.
short time.
Yeah.
I mean, high intensity but long time. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep. So that's the situation. And apart from that, see Pandya back in form.
And to add to Ishan Kishan and to give him a little more appreciation over there, look at the runner ball score that I think he made
82 of 81.
82 of 81, so just a little over runner ball on a day when the senior most pros of the team struggled. So that just gives more perspective to how important firstly the innings was and how well constructed also it was.
Yep, indeed. So yeah, kudos to Ishan and Hardik Pandya. They really rescued India. I mean, 66 for 4 to get them to 266. I think that's the biggest takeaway. And like in 2019, like how Jadeja and Dhoni stepped up kind of to ensure that they tried to rescue a sinking ship. They fell short, but at least they showed the fight, India. They fell short by 18 runs in that semi-final, but at least you didn't lose by a margin of 70-80 runs. It should have been even more humiliating at that time in 2019. So, kudos to them. I mean, when India's backs are against the wall, maybe one or two batters do step up.
But you know, Siddharth, I think I'm worried as an Indian cricket fan tonight. I think I'm going to be sleeping with a furrowed brow, let's say, because I think I am not too pleased with what I saw from my top order. I can't, as let's say an Indian cricket fan, be watching the first hour of play with my heart in my mouth. It was a tough test today. You expected your batters to have gotten over the difficulties of the past, but again, and how often are we going to see this?
Exactly. It's not a new problem.
That's the problem. How it is happening too frequently. If you weren't rescued by the likes of Ishan and Hardik Pandya, and if you cutting the top order any sort of slack today, you would have then had to cut slack to the Indian lower order as well. They rescued you, they bailed you out, but how often? And it's happening too frequently now, and that worries me.
That's I was going to say that's the worst part, because once your fans, you know, up until they're disappointed, it's good. But once they start expecting these performances, then you know that it's really bad. Because once you've lost hope for your own team, for your national team, I think that just breaks hearts.
And I think you two guys hit the nail on the head for one simple reason. Because your top order is not performing, you need buffer until 8. And I had mentioned the same thing in the 2022 T20 World Cup also.
I think there is nothing else. Again, it was being said for WTC. I think it just explains why India feel the need to have somebody bat at number 8. I think it comes from a point of vulnerability.
Yep. So, yeah, I think we have more questions than answers if you have to look at it from this performance. Especially because had Pakistan defeated you, supposing 1% chance if that had happened.
No, more than 1%. This, as I said, this was very much
50-50
game.
50-50 game. Then we would have had some concrete things that, okay, this is where our problem area is. Already you've got a lot of problems, we are piling on.
But you can really put your finger down on it and say that yes, the top order is a problem right now.
It is a problem.
And you know where the problem lies?
Across formats, by the way.
Yeah, the problem lies in the fact that your established players are just at the worst time seem to have lost form. Kohli looked rusty because, truth be told, he hasn't played an ODI in 6 months.
For 6 months, yeah.
Rohit, in recent times, his form, I think, across formats really has been very worrying. Test matches aside,
you actually take IPL into consideration,
yes,
you will be extremely worried.
Yes, and I am worried with Rohit now. I remember last year I gave him a little bit of slack, but it's a constant thing at this point. It's just been going on.
The one innings of Rohit that can be talked about is Indore, I think.
Indore here.
Indore, he got that 100.
No, it was Nagpur.
Oh, Indore,
Nagpur. First
Nagpur.
The horrible pitch, remember?
Yeah, against Australia and also.
First test. Indore,
you lost. Yeah, Indore, you lost.
Yeah. So that's why.
Okay, my turn. I think it is. Anyway, no, it wasn't Indore. Indore was the test where he got stumped off
Matikunuman. Ball spinning 8 degrees.
Nagpur was the only one.
So, I'll just touch upon this point that Freaking Awesome has pointed out. There, just go up a bit. Things...
Scroll up slightly.
Things to address. Finding the right team combination. Sound techniques to face left-arm pacers. Finding ways to avoid batting collapse. Shreyas' weakness facing short ball.
That last part I disagree with.
Disagree. It was a short ball, okay, which Shreyas hit very well. But unfortunately he found the fielder. So let us not read too much into Shreyas Iyer's short bowling weakness. It's not a weakness now.
I would have been calling it a weakness if he had top edged it or something.
Yeah. But yeah, finding the right
this,
team.
by the way, was not some dibbly-dobbly bowler either. It was Haris Rauf.
Who had cranked it up to 148, by the way. That short ball. So,
but the other points I do agree with.
Yep.
Team combination, you don't seem settled. Sound techniques to face left arm paces. Dear God, I feel like I've been saying this for 6 years.
I go back to 8 years.
the point that freaking awesome mentioned about finding sound techniques to face left-arm paces, I think one of the biggest reasons why we don't have that is because there is such a dearth of left-arm pacers in India. In the domestic level, at the grassroots level, I think that's what really helps build batters in that way.
Okay, so
Yeah, that's what I was saying, and then
yep, that's the thing. Left armers. Now, many of our top players, I mean, one of our people who are at the top, they are asking me, sir, why can't we prepare well against quality left arm pace?
And another point I want to touch on. Remember that press conference I believe Rohit Sharma did where he said
Asia Cup.
right now,
okay.
before this match, and I think he said something like, we don't have a Shaheen to bowl to us in the net, so what are we going to do? I think that really hits the nail on the head, because you don't have those kind of bowlers to bat against.
But even
But then even then that's always been the case. How do you then evolve? It's about, I think, confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
There is just no confidence. Because see, when India, why were they doing well in the 2010-11? They had somebody of the quality of Zahir Khan. Zahir Khan, Ashish Nehra, who could crank it up to 135, 140. And hello, what was the speed that Shaheen was bowling today? 135, 140. So India could manage, and again, how many people know that in that team there were left-handers in the form of Suresh Raina, Yuvraj Singh, and also you had Gautam Gambhir. 3 bona fide match winners, and what are they? Left-handers. When did how are India doing well? They had somebody at the top called Shikhar Dhawan, who could...
Oh, that he made the biggest difference.
He was Mr. ICC. Every ICC event you do well.
especially 2013 Champions Trophy was great.
14 Champions Trophy, 15 World Cup, 17 Champions Trophy, 19 he got us that win against Australia with that century.
But your batting, you did think was weaker without him, because at that point your batting was Dhawan,
Rohit Kohli.
and Kohli. That's
Exactly.
it. You didn't have a number 4.
Yeah.
That's why him being dropped and him being out of the team right now.
Is it
what
any
makes-
coincidence that our slide has started after that time?
It's such a bitter thing. You
is.
dropped one of your best ICC performances, because
Yep.
imagine if Shikhar Dhawan had gotten a long rope like KL Rahul did.
Yeah, I mean, that's what wrong did Shikhar Dhawan do?
Exactly.
2018, he had scored the most runs by an Indian in T20I for a season. Yet after that, he doesn't get picked often. Why? Strike rate's an issue. You use that strike rate measure for whom? Cheteshwar Pujara in a test match. Are you kidding me? This was pre-baseball. Now in baseball, I can understand. If you want to break into the England team, you need to have a very good strike. Just ask Harry Brook. Just ask Johnny Bairstow. Look at Joe Root, how he's transformed. But for an Indian ethos, why?
No, and more importantly, I mean, I understand doing that. Like, say, if you have certain types of players, like you have a Travis Head, you want to nurture him like that. Mitch Marsh can be a counter-attacker. When was Pujara ever a counter-attacker?
And he tried a counter-attacking shot, he failed in the WTC.
Exactly.
We don't realize it, but having a left-hander at the top made so much of a difference for the Indian batting lineup, and now that is precisely what we're missing.
Yeah.
We don't have any, sort of uniqueness to our batting lineup anymore.
There's a lack of
I
variety.
believe. Yeah.
That's been our problem in 2021, 2022. In 2023, where will Ishan bat? Now at number 5. Now if KL comes back in, Ishan has to go on top. Then what will happen?
But then, what if they still decide to stick with Shubman and do a straight swap or not swap? Because they'll say, Ishan is batting well and he gives you the left-hand option, means you have at least 2 left-handers in the 8 batters you have.
Yep.
Otherwise, you only had Jadeja.
Yes. But somewhere down the line now with Ishan doing well, the KL Rahul conundrum has only deepened.
It has, of course, because now, and I know for a fact, he's someone who team management, the captain, coach, do, appreciate as a talent, someone with a good work ethic. The point is, though, at this point, he's only a certified starter in one format.
Yep.
ODI cricket. He was dropped from the T20 side along with the other 2 seniors. Even in tests, he lost his place to Shubman Gill.
Yeah.
And, I mean, do you keep him around just because? or do you stick with Kishan because he gives you the added advantage of also being a left-hander? That is your conundrum.
That left-handed conundrum. Anirudh Das, yeah, he makes a very valid point. When Pakistan bowl all day long and left once they are done batting, reminds me of my childhood days. So unfair.
The weather really was just a real dampener.
I mean, it is frustrating. I mean, I'm waiting for my batting after having toiled in the field. Rain, now I can't bat.
God.
We are all batter. We all like to bat. It's not as if we only like to bowl or field.
I mean, cricket is very much a batter leading.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is. Did Rohit Sharma or Babar Azam speak in the post-match presentation? If it's happened, can we just have a look at that? I think they should have. I mean, no, they haven't. Are they not going to?
Maybe they must have not had the post-match
Maybe it's
presentation yet.
Yeah, maybe they are still waiting for the post-match presentation to happen. So,
quite possible.
yeah,
Can't
wow.
they have it somewhere indoors or something?
Maybe, yeah, why not?
I remember like in Ireland, it was still raining after I think the first game. I think the rain had started and they were kind of having it in like this one area where they were protected from the rain. So,
Yeah. I don't know why it's not.
Doesn't
yet
have to be on the field, no?
Yeah, it
Maybe
doesn't.
not a big enough space.
Yeah, so
Under
wow,
the
they haven't.
shade,
There's
so,
no court.
Go
yet.
up slightly?
I don't think it's done. Let's go up a bit. If it's no.
No, nothing.
No.
No. Wow, that's very interesting. So let's see.
Maybe because there was no, what do you call, like a man of the match award or anything to give. You didn't play a full game. No, it's a no result.
That's true.
Yeah, but still
you
normally.
talk to
But you
the-
still at least take something, some sound
You
bites.
still talk to the captains.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. Wow, what a strange thing. So, oh yeah, they'll now replay the greatest shot ever played. Oh my goodness. I mean,
That was purely from will.
inspired by Jethalal. I'm telling you.
That is nowhere in the cricket textbooks.
They also did a big scientific debate about it. Man, I just don't understand. So, yeah, at this point in time, we are awaiting. Why haven't the captains spoken yet? Maybe we'll wait on it a bit. But, yeah, this is the key takeaway. I mean, we still haven't figured our left arm conundrum as to how we can tackle them with the right technique. I think it's a confidence issue now.
Yeah, at this point, it's definitely in their heads. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yep.
It is.
And remember, Shane and I did a video on the left arm struggles of Virat and Rohit after they got dismissed. Virat got dismissed for 4, Rohit for 14, if I'm not mistaken. Both of their averages ever since 2021 are south of 25. No one, they don't even average 25 ever since 2021. Overall, if you have to look at it, their average is south of 30.
Yeah, I mean,
Rohit is,
28.
Virat is also some 28.3 or something.
Not good.
These two legends not doing well against a particular bowling set, worrisome. And every team that's there in this World Cup, if you look at it, they all have left-handers. New Zealand has Trent Bolt. Then South Africa has Marco Jansen. Australia have Mitch Starc. Then
Pakistan has
provided
Shaheen
he's fit,
Afridi.
Pakistan has Shaheen. Then Sri Lanka, if the Dilshan Madhushanka is fit, he's
Then
a left armer.
Madhushanka is that's 5.
Yeah. Or Pramod Madhushan. No, Dilshan Madhushanka.
No,
so
Madhushan
5.
is a spinner.
Yeah. Then if you have to look at which other, England,
Sam Curran.
Sam Curran or David Willey.
David Willey will probably be there as well. Maybe Reece Topley if he's... No, but Topley isn't part of the
Topley
50.
isn't part.
So no, David Willey...
Bangladesh have Mustafizur. Afghanistan have Fazal Haq Farooqi.
Faruqi.
I think the only team that doesn't have a left-hander
Netherlands?
is Netherlands, but I think isn't Fred Klaassen part of the team? Klaassen is a left-hander, so that's
So
why.
every team has one left-hand seamer.
Except India.
Except India, of course. Have we had any left arm pacer debut in the recent past?
Huh?
Arshdeep was one.
Arshdeep, I mean...
No, but apart from...
No. Jaydev was...
Jaydev
part of the ODI team, didn't play in West Indies.
and not that effective. Then Yash Dayal has been in the domestic circuit.
Yash Dayal.
And Mohsin.
You mean Rinku Singh?
I knew it.
Poor guys disappeared off of the face
No,
of
he
the earth.
hasn't. He was a net bowler for India.
No, he did play in it's the ongoing UP T20
UP
league.
T20
No,
league.
but once that Rinku Singh thing happened, he never played in the IPL after that.
No, he played 2
He
games.
played 1 or 2 games.
He
But
played-
yeah, but it was very towards the latter stages.
He did play 2
I
games.
don't remember.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
did, he did,
recall.
he did.
He did play. But you know why he couldn't play? Because he was short on confidence and also
Sick.
Mohit Sharma.
Oh,
He became sick after that, of course. Who wouldn't?
Who
you know?
wouldn't be?
Because 31 runs, it was a freakish.
No, but with Rinku now it's becoming a thing because in that there was a recent
Ireland.
the UP T20
Yeah,
match.
3 sixes.
Super over. They needed 18 runs to win. He's 3 sixes.
Mind blowing.
Yeah.
I
And they
mean-
needed 17 of 6. First ball was a dot, then he hit 3 sixes.
Wow.
But this guy is next level
I
there.
mean, exactly when he did that against Gujarat Titans, those 5 sixes, we said, oh, superhuman knock once in a lifetime. He did it again.
No, he
And
did
now
well
he's
even in the
back once
Ireland
again.
T20.
He did, I remember,
3 times.
Rinku, more than that, Rinku after Gujarat Titans had a good knock against Punjab.
Punjab,
He
yes.
hit Arshdeep for a 4 of the final
Yeah.
ball.
6 also, no?
There was 6 and 4.
I think
Then,
two sixes.
then there was also the Lucknow Super Giants game, which again he very nearly won them. This time
Yeah.
batting till the end,
Yeah.
1 run, hit that 6 or 4.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's actually even doing it consistently. When that guy takes it deep, clutch is next level. Even against Ireland, he batted very, very gingerly at first, knowing full well that once I hit that level, I'll take them on, and he did. Then batted a striker to finish a striker to 180.
I mean, imagine the likes of Rishabh Pant and Rinku Singh batting together at full flow. Would be a sight, but yeah, Rinku,
Can't wait for that.
tougher assignments await him because I'm
Exactly.
sure he'll be a certainty after the end of the World Cup in 20.
T20s, I think it'd be a criminal not to take him at this point.
Yeah, because India are playing 5 T20s against Australia after the end of the World
Correct.
Cup, then 3 against South Africa. So you got 8, and that's it.
No, Afghanistan?
Afghanistan, you're playing 3 ODIs, aren't you, against them?
DX.
I thought it was a white ball series, Afghanistan.
White ball ODIs.
No, white ball isn't. You had,
T20.
I think
That
so.
we
Let
have
me
to check. Yeah.
I'll check. We'll get back to
Yeah,
that.
so
But even after,
January mid, there's going to be a series, Afghanistan versus India. Then that's it. You got 5 tests against England and then IPL, and then you're directly going into the T20 World Cup. So they have got potentially 11 T20Is prior to the IPL to figure it out. So Rinku hopefully is part of that, but yeah, very, very damp end. Yeah,
no,
I mean,
Afghanistan Tour of India is only 3 T20Is.
okay, 3 T20Is. Okay, great.
Well, I was also thinking, why would you play an ODI series in January when you know there's a World Cup coming up?
Okay, now even this has come.
What?
Okay.
Oh.
Anyway, let's carry on.
Yep. Okay. So, yeah, I think the Indian fan also, many will say, oh, it's good on TV. They will all say, yeah, it's all great. But I think privately they'll be like,
They'll be disappointed.
not disappointed, they'll be confused. What do we gauge out of this match?
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have wanted a
That's what
result,
happened.
right? You
Yep.
wanted some sort of a result.
Exactly. So, yeah, can we just have a look at any other comments here?
If we refresh.
Yeah, let's have a look at some of the comments, and there's one more super chat. Jay Prakash is saying there is no positive. We only scored against spinners. We already know we play spin okay, and Pakistan spinners are not great, just average.
He doesn't make a terrible point. I mean, he's a little
I think
harsh.
it's a valid point.
Yeah, he's a little harsh by saying that just average. I think Shadab is good, but he had an off day. Nawaz,
Bad
we
day.
know, is a container more than anything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, you took on their spinners fine, and then you later on kind of accelerated a little bit against the Pacers. But you're right, there's no real positive or learning point. I think Ishan's form being the only major positive.
Yeah, I think so. And Hardik's form.
Yeah, Hardik getting back into form with
Getting
the bat.
back into form. Yeah, because
He's been woeful with the bat recently.
you saw that he was struggling to rotate strike. He was not getting the power. But some of those boundaries that he hit of Haris Rauf and of Shaheen, too good.
Very good.
So that is why. Okay, we can look at any other comments if we can, and let's see what happens. We can just have a look at some other comment. Okay, there was a question. Abhishek Singh, you guys are making it sound like Pakistan has better pace than us, and they don't. Even in 2011, we don't have a better pace than now. We have the best pace attack now. It's just that we lack games.
That's a hot take, Abhishek. It's a
But
very
again,
hot take.
Abhishek, look at who did the damage.
You can't discredit Pakistan's bowling lineup, especially
way.
the pace department. You
Exactly.
cannot.
And
Yes,
remember,
no.
in 2011, Pakistan's bowling just was propped up by the likes of Shahid Afridi. Umar Gul was struggling. Wahab Riaz was struggling. Riaz did well in that semi-final where he took 5 wickets. But then it was their fielding which let them down big time. So Pakistan's fielding, if it's 266, they could have very well restricted 236. They failed to stop 30 runs on the field or something. So that's why. So Ronak Sinha has been telling it to you for the past match itself. Gargi, I told you India needed to back Ishan.
Where did you tell me?
I think he was saying it in the comments.
In the comments,
in the
yeah,
comments.
right from the beginning.
Okay. I
Where
thought
else would he tell
personally.
you?
Hope
He
people
referred to me
Mohit,
only.
yeah. Hope people, Mohit, doubting his credentials, understand his last 4 ODI innings have been 52, 55, 77, 82.
Sports today, Mohit, right?
Yeah.
There is only one Mohit. Harshit is just his alter ego that comes up. He has taken his opportunity, done all he could.
He has. No two ways about it.
With just 2 days to go, 2 or 3 days
I
to
think
go.
everyone in the Sports Today panel, all of us have been supporting Ishan Kishan to do
Not
well.
Shane.
No. I think we wanted him to do well. I was doubtful of his chances.
Yeah.
And for very legitimate reasons.
Not because of his performance, because of India's management.
No,
and
because
the
of him too.
Okay, then I don't know. I was doubting because it could be a very, confusing thing to where to slot him in and all of that.
See, for me, this whole thing, I just hope it settles the debate that, look, you're not going to. I hope you're not going to show any particular thing. So that's the problem. You need a particular problem. The problem was the Sanju versus Ishan versus KL debate.
I think that's Sanju is out of contention now.
I think it's kind of settled now. I think Ishan will be, if KL slots back, Ishan is your backup because you're not dropping Shubman Gill all of a sudden.
No.
So that's the thing.
And you shouldn't.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Subhatish is saying, why no one talks about issue of lack of left-handers at top? We just did.
We had a whole monologue.
Rewind the
tape.
Yeah. About Shikhar Dhawan.
Left-right combination affects bowlers to change plan continuously.
Absolutely.
We just spoke 20 minutes about it. So go up. Okay.
I think, to be fair, these might be old comments. So
No, just I was something about the rain which I was
Can you
like.
scroll up slightly?
Slightly scroll up.
That one.
Okay, the guy. Why don't they put their original names? I just don't understand. Guys, we just think about in Park versus in game, but check upcoming week whether in Colombo or Pallekele full of rain. This Asia Cup is cancelled due to rain. I mean,
that's a given.
blame India and Pakistan for not wanting to play in Pakistan. Blame India and Pakistan.
Yeah, I mean, truth be told, we knew the weather might be a bit of an issue. So.
Yep.
Yeah, but also, why wasn't Dubai selected as the
Logistical and travel.
Because
hassles.
not just that, also certain countries didn't want to play there at this time of the year because it's too hot.
Exactly, that's true as well.
Yeah, Dex is saying, sorry sir, but ABD was good against anyone at anywhere during his prime, 2012 to 16. Stuart Broad will not agree. Stuart Broad will not agree with that. He was beast incarnate, agreed, but then it took teams a lot of.
I think Brock Lesnar will have a problem with that.
Yeah, the beast. I think
that's his literal nickname.
I know, the beast incarnate. And I think one of the greatest ever WWE wrestlers on my book, honestly.
One of the greatest ever athletes. I mean, that guy won a UFC title in his second ever fight. The heavyweight championship.
Yep.
Takes a lot to have, do something like that.
Yeah, so that's the current situation. Jahazeb Khan from Pakistan, I think,
is saying some very rude things which we can't take.
We can't take. Sorry, better word it properly, Jahazeb. Otherwise,
Can it go down slightly?
Okay, Alston Menezes.
Who's saying, go up slightly. I know this is a different question, but what do you feel about the aggressive approach of the Mitch Marsh-led Aussie team? I've loved it. It's been very refreshing to watch from Australia.
Yes.
I mean, in his first captaincy stint, look at how he's led from the front. Mitchell Marsh,
Exactly.
92 and 75.
I'm sure a lot of Delhi Capitals fans would be upset with the way he's batted.
Yeah.
He didn't bat like that for them ever.
Yes, but I think I will reserve my Australia approach not for the T20 because see, it may be a deceiving thing. I'll reserve it if they do well in the ODI series because Alston, remember, Australia have not had a good time against South Africa. I mean, 11 ODIs, they have lost 10 of them. If they do well in this series, 5 matches, and we win it say 3-2 or 4-1, then I think I will be very tempted to say that Australia, beware. I mean, every team should beware of Australia then. If they do well in South Africa and also prior to India, if they win the series in India also, I think then you'll have to really say that. Akshat Khedekar, yeah, we know the Hockey Fives Cup, they beat Pakistan in the final, but again, the Hockey Fives is a different format altogether. We'll do all that after this game and everything is done for. Tomorrow we'll have a lot more stuff because it's a non-India game, so that is why we can do it. So Dex, he's talking about the US Open. Frankly, Dex, I'll be very, very honest. I have not followed the US Open because of the time difference at this point and also because we were too busy gearing up for India versus Pakistan.
But what he's asking you is something that doesn't really need to be following. You can still
win the ongoing US Open. I want to dominate because he's a German hope.
Alexander
Zverev, I think he had his time. I think ever since those disciplinary issues and injuries combined,
I think that
he
injury,
lost it, yeah.
one injury which he had in the 2022 French Open. Remember that
Wrist.
match against Nadal? No,
oh yeah, that ankle injury.
the ankle
yes.
injury that really set him back.
Yeah,
Abhijit Singh from Chicago, USA is saying, please spread the message Dhawan at top and Gill replacing Iyer will complete the playing 11. There will be best left-right combinations.
That's certainly a take, but why would you want to play Gill at 4 now? He's been
And
his
why
entire career.
Abhijit Singh get Dhawan in now when he's not been part of the Indian team for close to 7-8 months?
More than that, I believe.
1 year, I think. See, he played against Zimbabwe. Then I think he didn't play anything.
No, then he didn't play
Nothing
anything.
after that.
Also,
No, he played New Zealand.
Oh yeah, ODIs. He played New Zealand.
He
if I'm
played
not
New
wrong.
Zealand. After that, he's not played. So,
We have Madan
Rajaratnam.
Rajaratnam.
Don't-
Saying, don't underestimate Yash Dayal for one incident. Classic example, Stuart Broad. You know the UV66s. He came back stronger, boss. Yash
don't
Dayal's.
underestimate.
No, I am. I've seen nothing from him to show that he's some top tier talent. He had half a decent IPL season in 2022 and he was the next best thing since sliced bread. Now he too has slid down like a lot of people. Granted, no one's saying that he can't make it thereafter, but do not compare Yash Dayal to someone who had already been capped across formats by that point. Stuart Broad.
I mean, Stuart Broad got capped across formats maybe from 2008 onwards.
Yeah, but by 2007 he was someone who was already playing for his country.
Yeah, he was playing T20 ice.
My
Yeah,
point being, he was already good enough to play for his country. Yash Dayal at that point ain't it.
ain't it? Yeah.
That's a good question, Bhavinshu Raghu Shankar. Can India qualify to Super 4?
Of course. If they beat Nepal, that's it.
That's it.
If they lose to Nepal, then that's it. Game over.
Then actually Nepal will qualify.
Yeah, of course.
Because they'll only have 1 point.
1
India.
point, yeah. Nepal will have to really have a Richter scale 10 earthquake in this cricketing world to ensure that India are knocked out. Because if that happens, boss, Asia Cup is done. You're not having that format again in the next 4 to 5 years.
Correct.
Yeah, so Bhavishnu Raghushankar, India has to win against Nepal. As simple as that. Simple. If you do not win, that's it. Game over.
In fact, Ankit Kumar also is saying that is this good match practice for the Indian batting? I think it was. And I hope they rectify their mistakes in the next encounter. Thank God Rohit chose to bat first on a cloudy, tricky pitch. It was neither that tricky nor cloudy. You threw away your wickets 9.5 times out of 10.
See, Rohit got a peach of a delivery.
Yeah.
Okay. Then Shubman, I think, misjudgment. Virat also misjudgment.
Yeah.
Shreyas too picked the fielder. Who was in
Ishan.
tricky conditions, but by the way, you would not be singing the same tune if India lost the match.
Yeah, you would not have. So that's why. See, at least you may say this game gave us nothing to choose from. What was bad, what was good, we really don't know about it. So that's why I don't think it's going to happen, bro. Because
I think you have to, no, there's nothing you can say. It was good match practice, you would say, if they got to like 300 odd. But truth be told, your top order failed.
still, I would say practice should be looked at a holistic term where both your facets have gotten a good thing. Fielding, we don't know. Bowling, we
You
don't
have
know.
no idea.
So that's why. And bowling is even more important because there's a certain Jasprit Bumrah that we need to see.
Exactly that.
So, okay.
We'll go down, we'll take a few more.
Few more and that's it. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
just see.
All the way down.
Yep. So,
Next, what is your comment?
I think Gill should not be in the World Cup squad, getting totally exposed outside Ahmedabad. I mean,
Sri, we're being a little unfair.
but it's now too late. It is too late at this time. Karthik K from the US is saying, Jaddu never steps up when needed or lit ODI with ball bat.
I mean, to be fair, he kept you in the game in 2019 semi.
He did.
And I will again go out on a limb and say that if it were not for Dhoni hitting so many balls, Jadeja might have won you the game.
Might have won you the game. And again, I mean, he won you the ICC Champions Trophy in 2013, Karthik.
Yeah, so I think that's a bit unfair.
Bit unfair. But yeah, in the last couple of, see, he also played a big part in India winning against Pakistan in the first Asia Cup match.
Correct.
I mean,
In fact, your team combination got thrown off whack badly when he got injured.
Yes.
Because Akshar might be the same bowler, but doesn't have the same impact.
Yep. So that's why. So Jaddu kind of harsh, but yeah, he needs to step up on a much more
No,
consistent
but I think
basis.
he's been hampered by injuries also. He's been
yeah.
having too many injury layoffs.
Yeah.
That's not helping. And don't forget, he's also at that age where it becomes a little tougher to, come back all guns blazing.
As you grow older, I mean, no disrespect, I'm not age shaming you, but as you grow older, it does become harder to recover quickly.
After 30, your body just changes. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you're a professional athlete. You kind of what?
Exactly.
I'll turn 30 in a few days.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll also turn 40 in the next couple of months. So I've left the 30s behind to turn 40 soon. And
Okay, let's just take a couple more comments on the live chats and then we can call it a rather surprisingly early night because all of us were expecting that
1 to 2? Yeah, we'll
1,
be
2
here.
o'clock, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, truth be told, we knew that the innings would go long. I think just switch the comments.
Yeah.
We've taken.
We've taken all, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Gopal Krishnan is asking any update about rain forecast for the Nepal match. Gopal Krishnan, stay tuned. We'll do those. But from what I know, this week there is some amount of rain threat consistently in Pallekele. So stay tuned for that.
Ankit Kumar saying Nepal can qualify if rain plays. No, how? In Nepal's net run rate is pretty bad.
No,
Ankit.
net run rate won't matter.
Yeah.
If rain plays a part, if it washes out, then it will have 2 points.
2 points, yeah.
Nepal will have 1 point.
1 point.
No, they
Nepal can qualify if rain plays. No.
No, the only way is if Nepal somehow get a Duckworth-Lewis turn win. Assuming.
No, a win also, they get 2 points, na?
Yeah, but then if they get 2 points, India get none. No, then they go through. My point is, if they win via Duckworth-Lewis, then.
Oh, he said it happened against England. Was okay.
Yeah, England Ireland 2022. You can't
5
say
runs.
because that's what he means.
That's what he means. Yeah.
That's what. Yes, in that case, yeah.
Yep. So I don't think so. See, Nepal can qualify if they beat India. Simple. Whether it be 1 run, for 2 runs, 1 wicket, last ball, they'll qualify. So after the World Cup, Sushrat Singh is saying, after the World Cup, time for fresh faces in top 4. It's imperative now.
To be fair, in T20s, you've seen new faces anyway.
Yep.
So.
Ronak Sinha said, do you think India should pick Aksar Shami instead of Shardul? I feel Aksar is not similar to Jadeja. He bowls in power play. In 2011 also Ashwin and Harbhajan played. Aksar batting better than most.
Ashwin and Harbhajan didn't play in
lot of games.
No, they were playing it was in either or sort of scenario.
See,
Ashwin didn't play too many games.
I think he played 2 or 3.
Exactly.
And again, remember, Harbhajan played most of the games, Aksar didn't play most of the games. So, and Harbhajan, if you look at it, he was their go-to spinner.
He was the first choice spinner at that point.
That was the thing. So.
Prasad is saying, I understand if fast bowlers don't bat, but Kuldeep didn't improve even a bit. Bumrah improved his batting last year. He scored more than 30 runs in a single over against Broad.
Oh yeah, 35 runs.
35 runs with 5 sixes.
That was also an otherworldly knock.
No, that wasn't 5 sixes. It was a 4 sixes. One was a no ball.
Yeah.
Was it 36?
35.
35
runs. So Stuart Broad has the most expensive over in T20 cricket. He has the most expensive over in Test cricket.
Which is very ironic in many ways.
Considering that Stuart Broad, 600 wickets. So that's the situation.
Yeah, I think that's it.
But Abhijit Singh, he said, if Ben Stokes is going to retire, why not Dhawan?
But Dhawan's not retired.
He's not retired.
That's the first answer. Dhawan's not retired.
And
he's
second,
just not considered.
You're not tinkering with the Indian team at this point, which is already like assembling a broken jigsaw puzzle.
And also, I'm sorry, please don't compare Shikhar Dhawan to Ben Stokes.
Yeah.
That's a bit much. No, kuch bhi.
Okay,
Ben Stokes has played multiple
Senath
match-winning
Sadisha, SLC wanted to play this match in Dambula due to rain, but BCCI forced to play in Candice. India hasn't played in Dambula since 2010. I don't know how true is that, but I think Dambula wasn't ready, Senath Sadisha.
I think that was the problem. Yeah.
But I think he could be right, because initially, remember, we were saying that Dambula could host some games.
Yeah, but initially they also wanted to host all games in Colombo. They shifted some out of Colombo due to rain threats. The irony.
The irony of it. And that's why now we will have to keep a watch on the rain. Yeah, even for 4th, because it's India versus Nepal on 4th, the final super in the league game from this particular group. Tomorrow, it is a grand clash between Bangladesh versus Afghanistan.
To be fair, you might say that, or people might think you're being sarcastic.
No.
But Afghanistan beat Bangladesh in an ODI series in Bangladesh.
Exactly. And remember, it's going to be a spin contest for the ages.
Oh yes. We'll end with one more question from Akash Bhardwaj, where he says, honest view on your point, we never lie. If Brook was from India, will he have been dropped? No, but we don't have that embarrassment of riches that you can drop a Harry Brook. And say, sorry chap, next year, because we only have one of the greatest match winners in the history of the game coming back from retirement. So that's a different matter altogether.
Yeah, so That's the thing.
And by the way, there's no guarantee that he's going to be dropped from the England team either, because all the noises now are saying they're looking to try and accommodate him in some way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Remember, until September 28th, Brook has a chance.
Exactly.
If he doesn't get picked after 28th, unless there's an injury in the
Then
England
only,
team,
yeah.
then and only then.
Remember, these are all provisional squads.
Yep. Bhavishnu, why Indian cricket has declined, we'll need 10 separate episodes to describe.
Yeah, so we'll leave that for now.
Yep.
India, Pakistan, so much build up and a damn swim.
Maybe
but it
you-
was fun being with all of you guys consistently through the
May get a second chance on 10th.
Yeah, you should.
We might. So, thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this match. And tomorrow we'll be back for Bangladesh versus Afghanistan.
You betcha.
And on 4th, it is India versus Nepal. So, from me, Gargi, and Shane, a very damp and anticlimactic into the India Pakistan game. Bye bye to all of you.